SVG-TV news headlines sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
In the headlines, PM Gonzalez appeals to persons in leadership positions not to engage in actions which can weaken SVG's democratic institutions. Barbados government to go to Parliament next week to seek approval for a deal reached with external creditors. Thousands in Zimbabwe protest against long-standing Western sanctions, which they say must come to an end. And in sports, Golden State Warriors beaten by LA Clippers in their first regular season game at their new £1 billion arena. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV's News and Sports for Friday, October 25th, 2019. I am Barvin Olver with the details. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez said it is important that Vincentians, particularly those in leadership positions, not to engage in actions which can weaken the country's democratic institutions. The Prime Minister was at the time delivering the UWI Open Campus SVG Independence Lecture on the topic, Construction, Reconstruction and Transformation, the Promise of Independence, at the Methodist Church Hall last evening. The lecture was designed to enlighten persons on the changes that have taken place in SVG since independence through a movement of land, people and politics. Examining the evolution of the state, PM Gonzalez said unlike Europe, SVG did not evolve from internal contradictions of the society, but from factors which were externally imposed. He said while rule by consent came later, some persons still consider the state an alien entity and tendencies for some to use and misuse.
Through that more and more, they're giving a commitment to the democratic state institutions. And that's why it behooves everybody who is involved in leadership to not seek to weaken the democratic institutions of the state. Because by weakening them, you are reducing the possibilities of the state itself to act as a force for good, as the state indeed, the democratic state, has acted as a force for good for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As the people over the Dry River, who took light and water for them, who put road, who put school, who distribute lands. It's the democratic state.
PM Gonzalez said after independence, SVG has had some transformations which is seen in a change from an agricultural to a service-based economy. He said this is evidence of a socio-economic transformation which continues to evolve.
More than 80% of the economy is service-based. And more than 80% of the working population is in the service sector. Even though agriculture and fisheries is about $140 million, current prices. And it's growing in that sense, but as a proportion of the economy, it's declining. It's now about 7.5%. The economy has grown from about $800 million GDP in 2001 to 2.2 billion. An average per capita income has risen from $7,800 to $20,000 annually. And we can talk about the statistics. And a veritable socioeconomic transformation is taking place before our eyes, including with what is happening in information technology.
The Prime Minister said while there has been some advances, there are still challenges from outside and within, which each Vincentian must grapple with and address. He pointed out to gender equality as one of these challenges, noting that while women have been advancing in terms of education and their participation in the workplace have increased, there are serious issues still to be addressed.
In every area of employment, women are advancing. In fact, in the state sector, they're in the majority. Though in private sector, men still remain, and in some occupations, women preponderate, and there are others in which men. The issues relating to women, which we have to look at, those on which there's a lot of focus, like sexual harassment at the workplace and violence against women, including sexual violence, on which the country is moving and the state instituting many measures to address these questions.
The much anticipated Everything Vincey Expo is currently underway at the Geese Shed in capital Kingstown. The expo, which coincides with this year's 40th Independence Anniversary celebrations, was officially opened last evening with pomp and flair. Larissa Pugsy Kid tells us more in this report.
Next 5 days, over 144 exhibitors will be showcasing their goods and services at the 3rd annual Invest SVG Everything Vincey Expo, mounted at the Geese Shed in capital Kingstown. Speaking at the official opening ceremony last evening, Chairman of the Board of Directors for Invest SVG, Anthony Regisford, said he anticipates an excellent showcase and encourage businesses and entrepreneurs to maximize on the opportunity to market their products and services.
Our hope at Invest SVG that by affording them this opportunity, we are able to increase their business, increase trade, help them to grow their business, and by doing so, they create more employment.
Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who delivered a feature address at the opening ceremony, reflected on the country's agriculture sector and market support system. As it regards goods and services, the Prime Minister said he is pleased with the growth that has taken place over the years.
The service economy is in excess of 80% of the value of the total economy measured in terms of the aggregate gross domestic product of the goods and services produced in any one year. And in terms of employment, services employ in excess of 80% of the working population.
The Everything Vincey Expo has the support of the Caribbean Expo Development Agency, and its representative Gail Gallup said the intention is to have the exposition in SVG on par with other CARICOM countries that are reaping benefits of hosting successful expositions.
Dozens of trade shows across the world offer opportunities for buyers and sellers to meet face-to-face with millions of dollars in business resulted. Within the Caribbean region, a number of Caribbean trade shows, such as the Trade and Investment Corporation, otherwise known as TIC, in Trinidad and Tobago, Expo Jamaica, and the expanding Guyana Expo Gaitai, have gained international acclaim and resulted in millions of dollars in exports and investment, as well as promoted the countries as serious business destinations. We are once again pleased to assist Invest SVG in this venture, and from what I've seen, we are well on our way here in St. Vincent to achieving what we've seen in the other Caribbean countries.
There are 5 regional countries participating in this year's exposition, namely St. Kitts and Nevis, Guyana, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Trinidad and Tobago. The Republic of China Taiwan is one of the key sponsors of the exposition. Executive Director of Invest SVG, Annette Mark, says
A number of unique local and regional products are on display at the Everything Vincey Expo. Today, the Geese Shed was packed with persons, many of whom took the opportunity to sample food and other products made from locally grown ingredients. They also highlighted on time and money-saving technology.
Seeing on this side, we have an assortment of soap cookies and cupcakes, lollipops. We have bath bombs, we have lip scrubs, we have body butters and body scrubs. So you can follow me and I'll show you some of the exciting things that we have. So we have this bar soap, we call it the Curry Fusion soap bar. We actually made it for Curry Festa, and it's a blend of mango butter, it's a blend of cocoa butter, shea butter with avocado and aloe. Blended it to a bar that it's both nutritious for the skin, it smells good, and you feel good every time you bathe.
Could you remind the public that though they look tasty,
yes,
not actual food?
So it's actually not food, but we have the tagline food for the skin. So we use ingredients sourced right here in St. Vincent, Vincentian cocoa, we use bananas, we use aloe, we use lots of ingredients that you would find right here, and we infuse it with oils and butters to create a line of products that look like food.
We are carrying teas of Barbados. This is alfalfa tea that is used to alkaline the blood. Then we have thyme tea, then we have blue vervain, then we have bay leaf, then we got copperwood. And these teas help the body, help strengthen the body, give the body different minerals.
There are more than 20 new exhibitors at this year's Expo. Our news team spoke with some of the first-time exhibitors at the Invest SVG Village.
Grateful for the opportunity to take part in here. It's really a good idea for put yourself out there on the map, which is Facebook and stuff like that helps, but these kind of events enhance the opportunities. Oh, I'm originally from Ukraine, so I'm pretty blessed in a strange land. I'm grateful that people liking it and calling me back, which is repeat business. Business is that's my goal, right? These are cream cones. It's a flaky pastry dough. This is a butter cookies, fudge, different flavors, cupcakes. This one is the
Foreign direct investment, FDI, is key for sustained economic growth and development of a nation. With this in mind, Invest SVG, the country's primary investment promotions agency, will be taking a targeted approach to attract more foreign direct investment to SVG. So says Executive Director of Invest SVG, Annette Mark, as she addressed a business luncheon hosted earlier this week by the Chamber of Industry and Commerce Luncheon at the Beachcombers Hotel. Mark said they are constantly looking at ways to attract more investors to SVG, and they are in the process of planning a major investment forum to be held next year.
To the investor. But what we found is that going out to the investors or going to trade shows, we would get lost. We cannot compete with an island like Jamaica, and you have a sign and you have a sign of Usain Bolt standing outside of your booth, and St. Vincent, what do we have? I mean, everybody, you say Jamaica, they're gone. You say Usain Bolt, they're gone. You say Bob Marley, they're gone. So we do have skinny, yes, but so the new tactic is to actually bring the investors to St. Vincent. That way, when we bring you here, you not only get to see the investments, but you also get to meet the people, see the place, feel the culture, feel the pulse of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And once we have you here, we're not going to let you go. You're going to be part of our database. You're going to be we're going to be on our speed dial. So anything that we are doing from there on, we are going to be reaching out to you.
The Invest SVG Executive Director says the investment forum will run for 3 days and will not only cater to regional and international investors, but entrepreneurs, but also high net worth persons who are seeking investment opportunities here.
These people will be invited to St. Vincent. We are looking at 100 to 120 persons to be part of this investment forum. The investment forum will not only be foreign investors. We are looking for high net worth persons from St. Vincent and Grenadines will also be invited to the forum, because we are hoping that we will get some private partnerships going with these investors who are coming from abroad. So, and then of course we're going to have our government officials, and we will have, am I missing anybody, Chris? Certain stakeholders, certain influencers who from around the region who will be part of the forum. They will come to St. Vincent. Venue, we still can't work that out. Up to now, we were just sitting and speaking about that. But what we do know is that when we bring you here, we're going to wow you. So if it's not on mainland St. Vincent, it is more than likely going to be Beckway or Canawan. But we are working out the logistical parts of that. The date of the investment forum is the 2nd of May.
Mark said the forum will give Invest SVG an opportunity to showcase the many local products and services which are ripe for investment.
Talk shop about what can we do to improve the environment for investors coming to St. Vincent. So we have that talk shop, and then in the afternoon we're going to have breakout sessions where we will present projects. Now, a letter was sent out to the Chamber of Commerce, and I know it went out to the members, asking if there are any projects that you may want us to package to present to the investors when they are here. Even if your investment or your project is not presented, it will go into our data bank. It will form part of our investment guide that will go out to the investors, but it may fall within a tier 2 or a tier 3 investment, meaning that it's not an investment that is ready to go. We want to present packages to our investors that these are ready to go. And at the end of the day, if we get out of this 2 or 3 big investments, we would have done really well.
The Zero Hunger Trust Fund receives a major financial boost from the Korean government. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
Sponsored in part by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
A funeral service should be one that you can be proud of. One that leaves lasting memories of your loved ones. And that's where you need the New Haven Funeral Home. At the New Haven Funeral Home, we desire to impact positively in the industry because we recognize that a greater part of what we do is not just quality caskets or quality coffins, but quality service. We hold ourselves to a higher standard. This standard extends to all areas of our work. We accommodate all clients, regardless of circumstance, all without compromising quality. I actually get this question a lot. And although it's not the most glamorous of jobs, I love it. Because we get to help people. We get to help families when they need it the most.
New Haven Funeral Home, helping families preserve memories.
C-Star Limited is now located on the 3rd floor of the First St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the First St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. C-Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
Breaking news! The greatest tile sale in the history of St. Vincent is back. With more, here's Thin Set Rowdy Face.
Thanks, Juan. Yes, free tiles for Christmas is back at Island Style Interiors, and there's real excitement in the air. Get this, buy 100 tiles at the regular price and get up to the next 25 tiles absolutely free.
Wow, that is a great deal.
Sure is, Juan. My wife's making me buy tiles right now before they sell out.
Vincent? Oh well, this is Juan Cool Guy signing off and heading to Island Style in Arnos Vale for free tiles! Wait for me! Yay!
Kidney disease is a growing concern around the world and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Chronic kidney disease is a life-threatening condition which occurs when a person's kidneys are no longer able to clean the toxins and waste products from the blood or perform other kidney functions normally. When this happens, a person needs dialysis. Dialysis is where a machine takes over the function of the kidney and safely removes the poisonous waste from the blood. Since 2012, Health Solutions Inc. has operated a full-service hemodialysis facility in SVG that offers state-of-the-art equipment, courteous, well-trained staff, and a comfortable treatment environment.
We're encouraging for early detection. Anyone who is either diabetic or hypertensive and has any questions or concerns, please contact us at 784-451-2836 or visit us at www.healthsolutionssvg.org.
Vincey Expo.
Everything Vincey Expo. Vincey. Everything Vincey Expo.
Come celebrate 40 years of independence at the Everything Vincey Expo 2019, October 24th to the 30th. Come see SVG's best products, services, and more on display at the Kingstown East Terminal. There's something for everyone. Kiddies Corner, themed entertainment nights, and delicious local food and drinks on sale. Everything Vincey Expo.
Everything Vincey Expo for we. Vincey. Everything Vincey for the whole family.
For more information, contact us at 784-457-2159 or email everythingvincey@investsvg.com and follow us on social media. Vincey Expo.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Quartz today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. The Zero Hunger Trust Fund has received financial support from the government of the Republic of South Korea to the tune of $120,000. A symbolic handing over ceremony of the donation was held today at Cabinet Room. The Zero Hunger Trust Fund, which is the brainchild of Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, was established by an act of Parliament as a mechanism to finance the eradication of hunger in SVG. Since its inauguration, the fund has received financial support from a number of friendly governments and organizations. Speaking at today's handing over ceremony, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Sandy Peters-Phillips, pointed out that SVG and South Korea has had 40 years of friendship, which has started one day after SVG gained independence. She said the friendship, which is based on trust and respect, has yielded fruitful benefits.
Since 1991, the Republic of Korea has provided assistance to their development cooperation programs in the various fields which enhance the economic and social development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Between 1991 and 2019, development assistance amounted to approximately $2.5 million, which is evident in the areas of agriculture, health, education, social development, and infrastructure. Therefore, at this juncture, I want to express sincere thanks and appreciation to the government of the Republic of Korea for contributing immensely towards the economic and social development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines over the years. Moreover, as a small island developing country faced with the variety of challenges, it is imperative that we work together with our diplomatic allies to create meaningful relationships that will facilitate a sustainable future.
Peters Phillips commended the Republic of South Korea for its continued assistance to SVG over the years.
This contribution would be used to source computers, books, and other learning material for school children in the rural areas, and this contribution will make a significant difference in the lives of many of our students. To conclude, please allow me to express sincere congratulations for celebrating 40 years of diplomatic relations between our countries, and a heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the government of Korea for supporting the Zero Hunger initiatives and the other projects over the years. Furthermore, I want to extend a special and warm welcome to Ambassador Sun Moon Up and his delegation, and it is my hope that he would enjoy our 40th independence celebrations. And finally, in the spirit of friendship and cooperation, let us continue to work together to strengthen relations between our people. And as a writer puts it, unity is strength. When there is teamwork and collaboration, wonderful things would happen. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
South Korea's ambassador to SVG, His Excellency Sun Moon Up, said they are happy to contribute to the development of SVG, particularly in the area of education.
For the past 4 decades, both of our countries have enjoyed and solidified friendship and cooperation in numerous fields, both bilaterally and globally. On a bilateral note, the Korean government is happy to work with the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines in areas such as education, poverty reduction, and healthcare, and so on. In particular, this year it is meaningful that Korean government's contribution will be used for the purpose of education to source computers, books, and other learning materials for school children. Since my assignment as a Korean ambassador to St. Vincent and Grenadines last year, I was struck by the insight and enthusiasm rendered by the leadership of this great nation toward its younger generation. Therefore, I especially appreciate the Adopt Classroom program, since it aims to build the capacity of young people. And I believe this will lead to realizing the potential of this country.
Today's handing over ceremony was also addressed by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who said that the contribution of the Republic of South Korea will help to support the students at 15 primary schools. He said the Zero Hunger Trust Fund was conceptualized to address important and intractable elements of indigent poverty and undernourishment, and so far the program has been a success.
Barley Anglican, Belmont government, Bucament government, Diamond government, Fancy government, Greg's, Gourmet, Kingston, Anglican Kingston government, Lomans Windward, Mary Hutchinson Primary in Union Island, Richland Park government, Sandy Bay government, Sand Hill government, South Rivers Methodist. These are not selected on the basis of buying a lotto ticket set for life. No, can't be done like that. So the data was looked at, and these are areas where, according to the census and the poverty studies, we have intractable elements of poverty. Please always remember that we don't do things out of the seat of our pants. As the good book says, we put a little oil in our lamp and we keep it burning. We are not among the foolish virgins, we are the wise ones.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said that grade 6 students who will receive the assistance from the Zero Hunger Trust Fund initiative are getting a push forward which they must make good use of.
And naturally, what you're going to do, They have to have textbooks. And then each school gets a computer, printer, and related accessories to assist the students in the completion of their coursework for the exams, projects, book reports, portfolios, and the like. The usual things now in the CPA, which is a very good test, the Caribbean Primary Exit Assessment. In addition to your resources, we have provided from our own resources in Zero Hunger Trust Fund for an additional teacher to each school to guide the students in their exam preparations, because we must remember this.
According to the Prime Minister, upon assuming office in 2001, the country's indigent poverty rate was 25.7%, while the undernourishment was at 22%. He said these numbers have been reduced.
Now these were damning numbers. One can see the close coincidence between undernourishment and indigence. And these statistical summaries and conclusions were drawn from studies independent of each other. Remarkably, within a 10-year period, indigence was assessed by another study done by the same persons who had done the earlier study, fallen from 25.7% to under 3%. In practical terms, that means from about 26,000 persons in this small country to about 3,000 persons. And that undernourishment had declined from 22%.
Schools across SVG will this week engage in several activities to celebrate this country's 40th independence anniversary. At the Sandy Bay Secondary School on Thursday, it was all about food and flavors at the Caribbean Cuisine Day hosted by the Modern Languages Department on the school grounds. Principal of the school, Brendan Charles, expressed satisfaction with the initiative, noting that the event was mainly to provide students with authentic, experimental knowledge about indigenous and Caribbean dishes. Teachers who studied in Cuba, Trinidad, and Barbados give students a sample of the food and culture they say they experience. For the event, each class assisted in preparing a variety of national dishes from the region, including St. Lucia, Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Jamaica, and St. Vincent and Grenadines. Persons were also treated with Spanish, Italian, and French dishes, along with local wines made by past students Deshaun Sutherland. Barbados government to go to Parliament next week to seek approval for a deal reached with external creditors. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was a local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years' experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, drink today. Juicy, same great taste. Juicy, the original drink. It's a Vincey thing.
Get your red and banana,
Pineapple, juicy cola,
orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor.
It's a Vincey thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vincey thing.
Juicy.
Vincey Expo.
Everything Vincey Expo. Vincey. Everything Vincey Expo.
Come celebrate 40 years of independence at the Everything Vincey Expo 2019, October 24th to the 30th. Come see SVG's best products, services, and more on display at the Kingston East Terminal. There's something for everyone. Kiddies Corner, themed entertainment nights, and delicious local food and drinks on sale. Everything Vincey Expo.
Everything Vincey Expo for we. Vincey, everything Vincey for the whole family.
For more information, contact us at 784-457-2159 or email everythingvincey@investsvg.com and follow us on social media. Vincey Expo.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. So play as much as you can. Monthly prizes to be won. Set for Life. A brand new house. Set for Life. A brand new car. Set for Life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for Life. Did your day done set? Set for Life. December 28th. Set for Life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for Life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your own keys. Set for Life.
This hurricane tip is brought to you by CIBC First Caribbean. Take photos of important documents and secure them in waterproof containers or bags. Make sure to include any insurance policies, property deeds, or mortgage papers.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
It's a renewing of spirit, new hope and new energy. SVG, we've come a long, long way since freedom and independence. Now we raise up, we flag, we standing tall. So let me take a fresh guard, renewal at 40. We got to keep working, renewal at 40 and continue building. Renewal at 40, let's all strive together. Renewal at 40 for a brighter future. Renewal at 40.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. The government of Barbados will go to Parliament next week to seek approval for a deal reached with external creditors. The agreement was announced last Friday, nearly a year and a half after the government announced an immediate suspension of debt payments in an effort to restructure the country's debt of 157% of the gross domestic product. Addressing a post-cabinet news conference, Minister in the Ministry of Finance, Ryan Straw, said and gave some details about the agreement.
talks that took place with the external creditors in terms of the committee. The external credit committee and comprised of Eden Vance, the Guyana Bank for Trade and Industry, teachers, Greylock, as well as other members of the steering committee. Their advisors were No State Partners. As you are aware, the former governor of the Central Bank was also an advisor to the External Credit Committee, and the legal advisors were Arnold and Porter. We have engaged in these discussions as we did on the domestic side, and we have exchanged information with respect to all of the data from government, as would be required as you would under these circumstances. As was the case on the domestic debt restructuring, we have included and agreed that we will have the adverse weather clause, the natural disaster clause, which will suspend debt for 2 years in the event of a natural disaster in Barbados. And in the context of what's happening with climate change, a lot of the discussions that took place at the annual meetings of the IMF and the World Bank centered around how vulnerable countries like Barbados, even though we don't qualify for concessional financing, that our vulnerability to climate change required that we take some efforts in advance in order to build resilience within our own space. And so therefore the External Credit Committee, having recognized that, we want to thank them for their participation in agreeing, as was the case on the domestic side, that in the event that there is a natural disaster in Barbados, that we'll be able to suspend those debt payments for 2 years, which will allow the country to be able to recover that much faster than you would ordinarily do. Having done that restructuring, we are the only country in the world that has an adverse weather clause for both domestic issued debt.
The head of the European Union delegation to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean is calling on the region's vital agriculture sector to improve on its act. We hear more in this HDS News Force report.
The time has come for Caribbean agriculture to begin to bear fruit. That's the word from the head of the European Union delegation to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Ambassador Daniela Tramaquer. Ambassador Tramaquer says that after years of receiving development funding, it was about time that the Caribbean agriculture showed results. Tramaquer said the EU recognized food security was fundamental to the region and the EU stood ready to assist. However, the Barbados Today online publication quoted her as saying that it was about time that the agriculture sector began showing results of progress coming out of the years of planning and training. It was reported that the EU diplomat asserted that it is very painful that after a few years of sustained support to the sector, we are not yet at the point where we would like to be. She called for a change in production and consumption patterns in the Caribbean. The EU official was addressing the opening ceremony of a 3-day climate finance and support mechanisms for the resilient agriculture sector in the Caribbean seminar at the Radisson Aquatica in Barbados Tuesday. Just recently, former St. Lucia Agriculture Minister Moses Jean-Baptiste asserted that this country can do much to improve production and marketing of local food. In his message to mark World Food Day, Jean-Baptiste said there is much which can be done and must be done in the area of marketing of local food.
Thousands in Zimbabwe protest against long-standing Western sanctions, which they say must come to an end. This from the international scene when we return. Stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Carrez Distribution Limited.
For over 60 years, we have sought only the best beans grown in the lush hills of the Andean mountains of Colombia. Cold Cafe. We carefully select only the very best beans and roast them to delicious perfection by our experienced roast masters. Cold Cafe. Cold Cafe treats you to one of the finest coffees in the world. Available in classic and decaffeinated. A rich flavor and aroma that can only come from 100% Colombian coffee. Cold Cafe. Indulge yourself in our delicious cappuccinos available in classic mocha and French vanilla. Enjoy them hot to warm your soul or cool to cool you down. Either way, they are incredibly satisfying. So go ahead, enjoy Cold Cafe and treat yourself.
Welcome back. Let's go further afield now. Zimbabwe's ruling ZANU-PF has held a rally demanding an end to long-standing Western sanctions imposed during Robert Mugabe's presidency. The demonstrators say the sanctions have choked Zimbabwe's economy, but the U.S. is blaming corruption and mismanagement. We hear more in this report.
Some traveled overnight to get to Harare in time for the anti-sanctions march organized by Zimbabwe's government. They want the removal of sanctions imposed by the European Union and United States. Many here feel they're still being punished by the West because of land reforms by former President Robert Mugabe, when many white farmers had their property seized. His successor says sanctions imposed nearly 2 decades ago are hurting the economy.
The illegal sanctions are an albatross to the development, well-being and prosperity of the people of Zimbabwe. Sanctions must go. Remove them now!
The sanctions were imposed following human rights abuses and electoral fraud allegations. The punishments include travel bans and the freezing of assets of some officials in the ruling ZANU-PF party as well as the armed forces.
The United States says the sanctions are targeted with 141 individuals and companies on its list. The Americans blame government corruption and failed economic policies for Zimbabwe's economic crisis.
Some economists say even though sanctions are targeted, every citizen and local business is affected.
Any country's risk perception is based on restrictive measures that have been put by the international community. Even if I'm a third-party investor, I ask questions first before I come into the country to say, why is this, country on sanctions? So the fact that it's on sanctions increases the country risk perception. And that's one thing, the Americans and the EU totally continue to ignore.
Zimbabweans say they're suffering yet another economic crisis, this one the worst in a decade. There is high unemployment, soaring inflation, and shortages of fuel, cash, and medicines. The main opposition movement for Democratic Change Party says the government is using sanctions as an excuse to avoid taking responsibility.
It is what this government has done to the innocent citizens of this country that has invited the sanctions. So we must first deal with the internal problems, the internal sanctions, the proscription of democratic rights, the murder of innocent citizens, the abduction of innocent citizens, and then the external sanctions will go away.
The EU and US say sanctions will only be fully removed when political and economic reforms are implemented and the rule of law is respected.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Carez Distribution Limited.
Let's go! Turn up the fun!
With Chocolisto and its great flavor, enriched with vitamins and minerals that help you grow.
Chocolisto makes you big and strong.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Sanctions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Let's now take a look at the local weather forecast. Conditions partly cloudy. Winds northeast at 7 kilometers per hour. Temperature at 27.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 77%. Barometric pressure 1012 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 7.9 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature 29.6 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature 24.8 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 5:40 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:57 a.m. Forecast fair to occasionally cloudy with some isolated showers. Synopsis: a surface to mid-level ridge pattern is the dominant feature.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
Welcome to the evening sports. The Golden State Warriors lost to the LA Clippers in their first regular season game at their new £1 billion arena. The Clippers surged to a 141-122 victory in San Francisco with Lou Williams scoring 22 points. Stephen Curry was the game's leading scorer with 23 points, but the Warriors, who lost two-time NBA champion Kevin Durant in July, struggled. It is the first time the Warriors have played a regular season game in San Francisco since 1979. Elsewhere, Vince Carter became the first NBA player to play 22 seasons when he appeared for the Atlanta Hawks. The 42-year-old is the last active player drafted in the 1990s. The Hawks registered a 117-100 victory over the Detroit Pistons. India have left out captain Virat Kohli from the squad, named for 3 2020 internationals against Bangladesh starting next month. But he will return for 2 tests between the South Asian neighbors. Senior batsman Rohit Sharma will captain the 2020 team in limited over series due to begin on November 3rd in Delhi. All-capped all-rounder Dubey has been drafted into the squad in place of injured Hardik Pandya, while Sanjit Samson and leg spinner Shahal have been recalled. Bangladesh have threatened to call off the India tour over domestic pay dispute, but the national board and players resolved their differences late Wednesday. The test squad is essentially the same that swept South Africa 3-0 in a series that ended this week that gave India a world record 11 straight home test series triumph. The WTA Finals tournament is contested by the top 8 women players. World number 1, Ashley Barty, has been drawn from the same group as Naomi Osaka at the WTA Finals in Shenzhen. French Open champion Barty and Australian Opener winner Osaka will be joined by Petra Kichakov and Belinda Bencic in the red group. The purple group includes US Open champion Bianca, Wimbledon winner Simona Halep, Carolina Pliskova, and Elena. The tournament in China takes place from the 27th of October to the 3rd of November. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
Singer is your family store. We sell everything you need for your kitchen and more. Top brands and appliances, TVs, fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grounds 453-2089.
The countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
Welcome back. Quebec's Pride and Joy and Hill 16 Youth played to a 1-1 draw in the Richland Park 9-a-side football championships at the Richland Park Oval yesterday afternoon. Paminos Brown scored for Quebec's Pride and Joy, while Tivon Stevens converted a Hill 16 Youth. The championship will continue tomorrow afternoon. 2 matches will be played tomorrow afternoon in the knockout competition of the Caesars Real Estate Hyroon Flow 2020 softball cricket competition at the Greg's Playing Field. At 12:30, Caesars Real Estate Na Friendem will meet Rasfarco, and at 3, Israel Bruce Chambers Smashers will oppose the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force. 6 churches in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are competing in a table tennis championship taking place at the Recreational Center of the Church of Latter-day Saints, Kingstown Park. Yesterday afternoon, Fountain Seventh-day Adventist Church defeated the Church of Latter-day Saints 3-0 in the team championship competition. The championship will continue next Tuesday with the open singles. And that's how we end sports this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up.
The
body moves in many expressive ways. The freedom of movement is often taken for granted until that freedom is restricted by pain. Myers Pain Kill Gel is scientifically formulated to alleviate muscle and joint inflammation. With this gel, you can target the pain in areas where it's needed the most. Bring the joy of movement back into your life with Myers Pain Kill Gel. Available at leading stores and pharmacies in SVG.
Tourism is for me. Tourism is for you. Tourism is everyone's business. Yeah, live it, love it, embrace it.
This hurricane tip is brought to you by CIBC First Caribbean. Make sure you have food, water, medicine, important documents, and cash in your survival kit.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
And now for a second look at the headlines. PM Gonzalez appeals to persons in leadership positions not to engage in actions which can weaken SVG's democratic institutions. Barbados government to go to Parliament next week to seek approval for a deal reached with external creditors. Thousands in Zimbabwe protest against long-standing Western sanctions, which they say must come to an end. And in sports, the Golden State Warriors beaten by LA Clippers in their first regular season game at their £1 billion arena. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Barvin Oliver. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV's News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Sanctions for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Set for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third prize in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for Life. A brand new house. Set for Life. A brand new car. Set for Life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for Life. Did your day done set? Set for Life. December 28th. Set for Life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for Life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for Life.
Once again, the countdown has begun, and time is running out. Shop at Courts today and make this season even more epic with the latest in electronics, appliances, stylish furniture, and so much more. Only at Courts, bringing value home.
It's a renewing of spirit, new hope and new energy. SVG, we've come a long, long way since freedom and independence. Now we raise up, we flag, we standing tall, celebrating take a fresh guard. Renewal at 40. We got to keep working. Renewal at 40 and continue building. Renewal at 40. Let's all strive together. Renewal at 40 for a brighter future. Renewal at 40.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Get the best in TV entertainment with 139 channels, 26 in HD, and HBO included. Plus get 80 local Flow landline minutes to enjoy on evenings and weekends. All for $225 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.